Hello, students. Um, we are still looking at the year of electricity, how to solve problem under electricity. So, in that regard, we have a question on the board, and this is an exam question or past question under electricity. We are going to see how best we can solve it together. I have been solving problems under this area. I think if you are following me, I think you are going to be seeing some example in regards to electricity. In that regards, we have a question on the board, and the question there says you have to calculate the value of what R. This question we are asked to calculate the value of R. First of all, we all know that resistors, because these are you see normally are called resistors. These are called resistors. Always note that point. And this one is called a cell. That means same as pattern. In that regard, if we are going to be looking at this, let's just say solution. Right? Let's just say solution. And if we are going to be having solution, I'm going to be solving a problem here. Let's just say we have solution for this. In that regard, let's check if this particular connection is in series or in parallel. Let's check. Now let's see 1, 2, 3. I have 3 resistors. That means these 3 resistors, the 2 are in what? Parallel. That means they are in side-by-side connection. Then this one here is what? In series to this. So in that regard, always know this point. If you are having 3 resistors, or anyhow, always make sure you find first the value or equivalent resistance of this one, right? Before ever I come forward the series. So in that regard, I will decide to find the connection for this parallel. And for the parallel, always for resistor, except when you go to capacitors, we are going to be using something opposite, right? When you come to that, you are going to be seeing. So now in this case, let's take for this. This now we have parallel connection. The formula says 1 R all equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. So now I'll bring values. R1 simply means this, R2 simply means this, vice versa. So that means I have 1 all over R here, all equal to 1 over R1 is what? The value of this. And the value of this is what? This is just ohm, it's just a unit of this R. So that means I'll have R here plus 1 over, this also is R I have, right? This now, we take it R equal to, this is the same LCM I'm having, it's the same denominator I'm having, I take 1, right? Since they are the same, and I add these 2. 1 plus 1 is what? 2. So that means this is in inverse form. I will tell you to take it from its inverse form to for me to have the R. So in that regard, I will say R all over 1. I will turn it over to remove the inverse. All over equal to this also I will invert it. If I invert this also I will invert it. That means I will equally have R all over. That means I will turn it upside down. That means anything divided by 1 in the same value of that thing. That means I have R equal to R all over 2 for this parallel connection. That means I have R all over 2 here for this parallel connection connected to this. And this one now is in series. For series connection for resistor, just add them up together. That means I have this now. I will add it up with this. That it means I will have total resistance all equal to R2 here plus the value of this one is what? 2. So in that regards, I will decide to find this together. But if you look at the problem says what? The effective, when we say effective resistance, we are referring to the total resistance or equivalent resistance. Now we are saying the effective resistance of the circuit is what? 4. That means all this is equal to what? 4. Right? 4.0 is the same as 4. So it means an internal resistance of cell is negligible. That means this one here, the internal resistance of the cell is negligible. We are not going to consider about the internal resistance. In that regard, this I have this. Now the problem says we have to find the value of what? R. So if we are going to find the value of R, if I have this in mathematics, I'm having 2 parts of the equation. I'm having 2 parts of the equation. I have this part, I have this part. 2 methods in this way. It's either I decide to subtract 2 from each of these parts, or maybe I decide to take this one to be what? The subject, then I take this, I transpose it over. Better still, I'm going to have the same answer. So I will do it that one like this. So I will use the first method here, I use the other method here. You prefer the method that you prefer, like it's comfortable for you. For this mathematics we are applying here. That means now in this case I'm having R. This R is what I'm asked to find. R all over 2. Right? Plus 2 here equal to 4. This for this part. So now as I'm saying this, and now regards, I will decide to take this 2 and send it over. If I'm going to send this over, I will leave this one here, all equal to I have 4. That means 4, if I take this over, it will become what? Minus 2. So if I decide to have r all over 2 all equal to 4 minus 2 is what? It gives me 2. Right? So in that regards, if I have this 2 equation here, I want to find the value of r. It's very simple, right? And I will decide to say, okay, now let me eliminate this denominator. If I want to eliminate the denominator, I will multiply both sides by what? 2. Both sides by 2. If I multiply both sides by 2, these 2 will cancel out, right? Because 2 times r is 2r. If I remove 2 there, it's going to remain r. So r now become equal to 2 times 2 what? Gives me 4. So that means the answer for the value of this particular one here, this r here, is going to be 4 ohm. So this is the answer I have. Then the next part, when you reach at this part, the next thing you are going to do, if you have an equation like this, is either I decide to subtract 2 from each of these parts. In that case, if I have an equation like this linear equation, if I have an equation like this, I will decide to subtract from this. That means I will have r over 2 here plus 2 minus 2, right? All equal to 4 minus 2. If I subtract 2 from this part here, that means what will remain here is what? R over 2. All equal to, this is gone because I subtract from this. Equal to 4 minus this one is what? 2. Better still again, I will multiply both sides by 2 to eliminate the denominator times 2. So this cancel out, r remains here, r equal to 2 times 2 is what? 4. So I still have the same answer. So this side is all calling for this area. I can have to find the value of r. So use your thoughts out, how you see, or which method, under this particular part now, which method are you going to prefer. Say your thoughts, give your like, give your comments as well, and keep on following for more tutorial videos like this. Thank you.